we break down two explosive 400m races. Paulino's dominance in Miami and Naser's dramatic surge. Tactics, splits, pressure, and what it means for the global title race.
Silver medalist from Bahrain, Salwa Naser. Can she do it again here? Paulino had not been beaten by Naser, had not been beaten for a couple of years in the 400 meters. Will she manage to turn things around here? Gabby Thomas was also ahead of her. Gabby now, as we know, moved down into the short sprints. Then we throw in some new challengers. Alexis Holmes has been here as a racer with Nikisha Price in 5 and 4. So Alexis knows that in the middle lanes they've got a slight advantage over the challengers, particularly Amber Anning, who we're going to see in a second. There's Nikisha Price. Was only 8th in Kingston in that incredibly fast race, so she'll want to turn that around. So the world indoor champion from Great Britain, been based in the US for quite a few years now, good 200-meter runner as well. Was disqualified actually at the European Indoor Championships. A real shame that was for lane infringement. Then Stacey Ann Williams, she must look at the times and go, well, I'm pretty good. I've run 50 flat in my career, but that makes me the slowest in this field. Not by much. Then Whittaker on the inside. Actually ran an 800. I'm always curious about 400-meter runners at 2.2 this year.
Really? Okay. This is a walk in the park for her, yeah?
It's impressive.
Yeah.
Actually, Amber Anning's last race, 2.6 for an 800. What's going on?
You want that
400-meter runners, exactly.
Yeah.
Just testing them early season.
Yeah.
This, though, about their main event, the 400 meters. So we got Whittaker on the inside, then Williams, Amber Anning, the world indoor champion, in 3. Nikisha Price, Alexis Holmes, Paulino, the Olympic champion, in 6. Naser, Olympic silver medalist, winner in Kingston, and then Kendall, Ellis on the outside.
You know Naser's going to get out, but Paulino does have her in her sights just outside of her.
Safely away, everybody, round this first turn. Naser has started quickly. Paulino's going to try and hang on to her, and also gone out pretty quickly Alexis Holmes, as she likes to as well. Amber Anning in lane 3 got some room to make up. There's a big gap between Price and the athletes outside her, so Anning's going to have to check off that. Now look at this. Naser out there in lane 7 has gone through the first 200 meters incredibly quickly. Paulino hanging on. Holmes is right there. Amber Anning looks as though others are starting to chase her down. Whittaker has really come through in lane 1, and as that stagger starts to unfurl, we'll put her perhaps in 3rd. But it's Naser against Paulino. Paulino fighting, trying to get there, has got the momentum. Here she comes, the Olympic champion is going to get the win this time. Paulino, 49.21. Holmes maybe hung on for 3rd place there. Very tired in the last 20 meters.
She had to
too
do
hard, too fast, what do you think? Very quick through that first 200.
Well, the thing is, she knows that Naser's a closer, so she knows that she's coming. And like I said, she had to come out here and establish herself. She put the finger up at the finish line just to let y'all know, look, don't forget, I'm still that girl. And you know what? I think it was important for her to maybe lose because she'd been winning so much. So Naser had to kind of dash that cold water in her face and be like, who are you? And she showed us who she is today.
Time? I mean, we've had such a day today. I mean, that was about a race, though, wasn't it? As you said.
You know, I'm just looking at the time right now as we're speaking because I was caught up in the race.
Yeah.
It was a phenomenal strategy. Just she stalked her around the first turn and just made sure she stayed close. She knew she could close on her edge. It was a fight in that finish line. 49.21. You break 50 point. It's respectable. We know what she can do. Like I said, she came to the home straight away, and you can see all that is a fight. And you can just see that, you know, Naser obviously broke down, and she could probably hear the footsteps. And athletes do have that feel for the athletes that are around them.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing for the world indoor champion. You can see that Amber Anning in lane 3.
Yeah, not the best finish for her, but lesson learned. And she lined up and... Okay, so I mentioned, you can just look at Paulino's face that she is fighting for this finish. You are not beating me today. Naser got really, really big with her arms, obviously getting very, very tired. But Paulino now knows that her speed is where it needs to be. She knows that she's going to have the strength. And she actually knows that Naser's not going to beat her in that 200. So going into that, she's got confidence to just win the whole thing and get herself a slam championship.
Yeah, just by contrast, at 200 meters, Naser was 3/10 ahead. And, you know, that doesn't sound like a lot, in there, but in it, you know, if it was a flat 200 meters, that's a long way.
It's a long way. Those tenths mean something.
Well, MJ, a very happy spectator, and I'm sure very appreciative of another.
Yeah. It's heats women's 400 meters now. Moren Akiki Banura from Uganda, Salma Lihlali from Morocco, Salwa Naser from Bahrain, Okun George from Nigeria, John Bibi Hokmova from Uzbekistan, Samira Awali Bubakar from India, and Blag Achi They are ready for the first challenge. Hit one, round one. We'll wait. Will be the winner of this first challenge for women's in this day. Ready, this is from Nigeria. They focus to win the race. And this is from Uzbekistan. Morocco, Lahlaili. It's a game of stamina and determination to win the final. And yeah, the fans from all the Islamic world watching and enjoying the atmosphere in the Islamic Solidarity Sports Association. They are warming up before the start. The early hard works, its obstacles, these champions never give up. The every trope of Sweetel's story of dedication and courage, the focus and the confidence. You need it in this race. So we'll wait the start here. With hit one, women's 400 meters. This day, this is from Uganda, Morin Akiki Banura, Salma Lehlaili from Morocco.
This is the women's 400-meter semi-final hit one.
So this is the semi-final.
Representing Republic
This is
of
Salwa
Uganda,
Naser from Bahrain.
المسار الثالث من مملكة المغرب. Representing Kingdom of Morocco, Salma Lehlali.
المسار الرابع من مملكة البحرين.
Representing Kingdom of Bahrain, Salwa Naser.
في المسار الخامس من جمهورية نيجيريا الاتحادية.
Representing Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Jean Bibi
Patience
Hukmova.
George.
from Uzbekistan.
في المسار السادس من جمهورية أوزبكستان.
Representing Republic of Uzbekistan, John Bibi Hukmova.
في المسار الثامن من جمهورية النيجر.
Representing
From
Republic
Niger.
of Niger, Samira Awali Bubakar.
في المسار الثامن من جمهورية تشاد.
Representing
And
Republic
from
of Chad,
Chad,
Blagi Aki.
Blagi Achi. So they are ready for this 400 meters of this day.
Finals hit one.
Semi-final hit one.
ديزل your car diesel.
So they focus and looking to win women's 400 meters round one. The tension before the start is high here. And they focus. And a strength sort for all. Each stride full of power and determination. They are quickly stealing into the rhythm, pushing hard on the curves. The first 100 meters are flying by. Look at the pace. And every arm swing, every stride counts as they push toward the halfway mark. Some athletes are starting to push ahead, taking small leads. And it's the end of this race. It's the end from the Kingdom of Bahrain. The Kingdom of Bahrain. And the leader is Salwa Naser. What an amazing finish from her. He takes the lead before the end of the line. For the finish line, of course. And from start to finish, it was a display of speed, strength, and focus. So,
Coming up next, the women's
the next
semi-final hit two.
The next semi-final hit two for women's. After a few moments. Just after 8 minutes. Look at this determination. Look at this confidence to win this game and this day. So, the final result.
Let's all take a look at the screen.
So, the winner
Of the women's 400 meters, round one, each one.
the final result is the first Salwa Naser after 52 second point 13. The second for the Nigerian athlete Okun George.
Lane 4, representing Republic of Uganda, Lane Ishida.
As we see the lineup of
Lane 5,
women for the 400 meters final. Huda Nouri of Morocco in lane 5. Salwa Naser of Bahrain
Lane 6,
in lane 6.
Salwa Naser.
Patience George
Lane 7,
of Nigeria is in lane 7.
Patience George.
And of Guyana, Alia Abrahams is in lane 8.
This is the women's 400-meter final.
So the women's 100-meter final. There's Samira Awali Bubakar of Niger in lane 1. Sila Pologlu of Turkey is who you can see at the moment in lane 2. So the women's 400-meter final. The men's javelin paused temporarily so that the 400-meter runners can get off and running. And they're away. And a little bit of a gap opening up for those who are in lane 6, 7, and 8. The Bahraini, the Nigerian, and the Guyana. But as they come round this final bend, it's Bahrain in lane 6, Salwa Naser, who's streaking ahead of the Nigerian Patience George. But it's going to be Salwa Naser to take gold for Bahrain. She crosses the line ahead of Nigeria in the shape of Patience George, who takes silver. Salwa Naser. Gold for Salwa Naser in Bahrain. .58 is the time. And when they came off that first bend, you just knew the winner of the women's 400 meters finals was going to come from that trio. They opened up quite a considerable gap on the rest. And then on the final bend, she just dropped a gear, did Salwa Naser, and streaked away. Lenny Shida of Uganda took the bronze. .51.59 for Salwa Naser of Bahrain. And there's confirmation of the results in the women's 400 meters final.
Hope everybody's having a good time.
The The 2025 women's 400 meters has become a battlefield defined by contrast. Dominance versus resistance, control versus chaos, and experience versus ambition. Nowhere was this clearer than in two unforgettable showdowns. The Grand Slam track stage in Miami, where Marileidy Paulino asserted her authority, and the electrifying clash that saw Salwa Naser deliver one of the most dramatic performances of the year. In Miami, the atmosphere was charged long before the gun fired. Nearly every athlete in the field had dipped under 50 seconds in her career. Rare concentration of elite talent. Among them were Kendall, Ellis, and Alexis Holmes, both powerful runners capable of aggressive front-half strategies. The expectation was not just for a fast race, but for a tactical war. From the start, the pace was honest and demanding. Ellis attacked the first 200 meters with intent, attempting to break the rhythm of the race early. Holmes maintained composure on the outside, staying within striking distance. But as the stagger unwound coming off the final bend, Paulino's presence became overwhelming. Her stride remained fluid, shoulders relaxed, cadence perfectly balanced between speed and conservation. While others began tightening in the final 120 meters, Paulino accelerated. It wasn't just a victory, it was separation. She dismantled the field with controlled aggression, covering the final stretch with technical precision. Ellis and Holmes fought bravely, but the difference was clear. Paulino ran with championship poise, turning a competitive field into a demonstration of superiority. It was the kind of performance that sends a message to the rest of the world. The 400 meters still runs through her. Yet elsewhere in the season, the narrative unfolded differently. In a high-stakes semifinal featuring athletes from across Africa and Asia, tension filled the stadium as runners prepared for survival and advancement. Uganda's Morin Akiki Benura and Nigeria's Okona George lined up alongside Salwa Naser, each knowing that positioning and rhythm would determine their fate. Unlike the composed dominance seen in Miami, this race promised volatility. The gun fired, and the first 100 meters were explosive. Athletes attacked the curve, fighting for lane control and psychological advantage. Through 200 meters, the field remained tightly packed. But as they transitioned into the final bend, Naser's intent became visible. Her stride lengthened, arms driving forcefully yet efficiently. She wasn't just holding pace, she was building pressure. Entering the home straight, Naser unleashed a decisive surge. The acceleration was not reckless, it was calculated and devastating. She crossed the line in 52.13, stamping her authority on the heat. Behind her, George and Benura battled for qualification, their margins razor-thin. It was a race defined by urgency, by athletes pushing to their limits under elimination pressure. Comparing these two performances reveals the evolving identity of the women's 400 meters in 2025. Paulino's race in Miami represented control, a masterclass in distribution, biomechanics, and championship mentality. She absorbed the aggression of her rivals and responded with efficiency. Naser's semifinal, however, embodied intensity, a race of survival where positioning and late-race courage determined success. Both performances were powerful, but they told different stories. One was about dominance over equals, the other about asserting command in a chaotic, multinational battlefield. Together, they highlight the global depth of the event. The 400 meters is no longer defined by one region or style. It is a collision of philosophies. Some attack early, some build late. Some run with measured calm. Others ignite when the pressure peaks. What is certain is this: the women's 400 meters in 2025 is faster, deeper, and more dramatic than ever. Whether through Paulino's surgical precision or Naser's explosive authority, the event continues to deliver performances that redefine expectation. And with championship season approaching, the question is no longer whether the race will be fast, but who will control the storm when it matters most.